Welcome to my looping tips. I'm Janax Pacha, and today I will share with you 3 skills that are going to level up the quality of your sound. Would you like your loops to sound professional, well produced, that they feel powerful and impactful? Well, check out this video because I will share with you some skills that will improve the quality of your sound and your performance. Tip number 1. One of the keys to getting a really good sound, and this is for studio recording as for live looping, is that the signal that you are bringing into the loop station, meaning your instrument, your voice, the signal of the audio has to enter the loop station already with a good quality, with a produced and processed signal. This meaning a good compression, a good EQ before arriving to the loop station so that your sound is already clean and tight. For that, there's many pedals and effects that you can find. It's really a matter of searching all the possibilities, buying one, trying, maybe buying another one, trying until you find a really good sound. This is a beautiful process that I invite you to do it with a fun and creative spirit. And at some point, you will find the authentic and unique sound that you were looking for. Tip number 2. This tip is only for electronic instruments in case you're using samplers, drum machines, synthesizers, or any electronic device. Most of these instruments have already the possibility to shape your sound. In case you don't have many possibilities of shaping your sound or finding effects inside of the sampler, for example, in that case, you want to go to the computer, work in your DAW, and mix, shape your sound, then export it and bring it back to the sampler. So take that beautiful time, if you have a drum machine, for example, to shape every sound, compress it, EQ it, maybe change the pitch according to the keys and the scales that you use with the melodic instruments. Add those little delays and reverbs to each sound so that they fill up the stereo field. And if you have a synthesizer, it's just a matter of shaping your sound in a way that it doesn't maybe boost too much the bass so that it doesn't take too much space in the loop station. And so compressing your sound and maybe EQing a little bit is good. Most of the synthesizers have all the functions there. In case you don't have, maybe you need external pedals, as I said in the skill number 1. Tip number 3. For this third technique, I'm going to share with you a video of my online course that, by the way, if you want to join, the link is in the description. In this online course, I explain and demonstrate perfectly what this third technique is about, and it's called doubling. Doubling is a technique that is used in most of the music that you hear, and it's something that music producers, mixing engineers are always having in mind. What it is to record the same idea many times. So you have many takes of the same recording. Something that makes this really beautiful is to change a little bit the sound for that second recording. So you recorded something already. In the second recording, you can add a little bit of some effect, saturation, change the sound a little bit, maybe sing or play in a higher octave or a lower octave, and this is going to thicken the sound. This is going to make it sound more complete, more full. Let's see the demonstration of my online course. To create these solid arrangements, we have to go a little bit back into the producer mind a little bit. Yeah. So normally, if I want to play, for example, this conga, and I'm going to do a little loop here, I want that the sound really fills up the space, that I feel that I have a bass where I can come in with the next instrument, for example. So let's see, for example, I'll do a little loop here. Okay, so now I'm gonna pitch it down a little bit, and I could jump now into a melody and start, or with a bass, right? But I am very empty with this, and just I need a little bit more of a solid bass, so that when that bass comes in, people are already like excited, and they're not like waiting what's gonna happen. Because if I start to do these loops that are not solid enough, then I'm gonna start adding more things to feel that solidness. You know what I mean? So, for example, this first loop, okay, it's not complete there, yeah? So I pitch down my conga. So I'm pretty much doing the same, adding just a little bit more of a bassy sound, and that's it. Now this can be there for a while, so I'm comfortable to jump and take my time to find what is the element that I want to bring in here. You know, it could be still with the yeah. The conga was this. Here it has the layer, but look at the difference. That little sound just completed, and there I am. Now I can play. Same for this sound, for example. I am okay with that sound, but what if I repeat the same melody, I layer a sound in the simple, the same type of vibe, yeah? Yeah? So, without, this is my bass. It's okay, sounds good. It's just like, I'm not adding a new musical idea, I'm just layering sounds to a level that I feel that, okay, this is more complete. Without it, see? Amazing, right? How it's just filling up more space, so I feel complete here with that. I know that right now, I can just come in if I want with a nice kick, and people are already dancing and there's musicality already. Yeah, and so look at how now this loop, I can create a whole new song. Okay, so I have a solid loop. I deleted everything, and now I can start from scratch with a complete different thing, different idea. Okay, so when we talk about solid arrangements, it's really this like post-production, if you want, of your sound. So you got the idea of what you're looping, but that doesn't mean that it's already in the sounding that you need, okay? So the same for example, let's say that you play, I don't know, drum, shamanic drum with you, okay? So I'm gonna reproduce it here to make it simple, yeah? Imagine that you're playing this live and that the sound that you get from your drum is this, yeah? So if you would have the drum, for example, with this, the guitar to bass effect that we're always talking about that brings it to a lower tone, look at that. That's the original sound, and when I add the bass sound to it, ooh, it fills up that bass, okay? So let's say that I have that sounding and I add, okay, a bass. Now I'm talking. Now I have it there where I'm okay. It's holding the space, it's super big, even if I add a little reverb in the end of the output effects. And this one is, why is this one solid in this case? Just so that we understand the whole concept, is this one is solid because of the effects are making this sound very wide and very complete. If I wouldn't have the delay and the reverb, this wouldn't feel filling. So this is a beautiful loop already, and it feels solid. I don't need to layer sounds always, but I'm just, showing you different ways of getting to that point. So for example, the same if I would like to add a pad to this now. For example, I add the pad. Okay, great. But that pad is maybe needing a little bit of for example, a different pad on top of that. So I'm layering sounds to make this deeper. Okay, so now, if I would take out, this was my pad. This is okay, There's not good or bad, but look at the difference. This is complete, right? So if I have that as the back, now I can play a flute and I'm complete. If I would play the flute on this, people would be like, okay, when is like the music coming in? Again, please understand me. Everything is okay and you can just play a flute on top of this, but this is more solid, yeah? Again, without, see? It's empty and it's okay to keep it empty, but if you want this to really fill up the space that you can sing for a while and everything is being held, everything is taking you, yeah? So of course the solid feeling can be made by that the effects make my sound be very solid. Also the elements that you bring in, some synthesizers or some sounds from sample can be very complete already, very full. But if I for example, this sound for me is not complete, then I would go and do, for example, the stereo enhancer, and I could add a little bit of compressor to make it tighter. All of this we see in the advanced course, please. We're going slow, but this is enough to know that layering some sounds already can give you more power. Sometimes I'm even layering, for example, a kick drum. So I have this kick drum, and for example, if this doesn't feel like, okay, I need a little bit more, another kick, and I layer two kicks. Okay, so look at this kick now, and without the second kick, it's okay, but look at the difference. Deep sound, solid arrangements. Without this last kick, it's there, it's like a little bit shy. Okay, so making a solid arrangement so that your loop feels complete. This is a perception that you have to bring in, as I said, sort of like the musical producer, yeah? As a musician, you're playing the instrument and it feels good at that moment. But as a music producer, you have to see the overall, how is this sounding actually? This gives you strength for the next loop as well. So with this, we're slowly entering the last phase of this course, that is the live performing, and really having that confidence with yourself by creating solid loops. It's key really to be able to feel that support with yourself, really, when you're live performing alone and having to go in that flow. If you enter solid, people are, whoa. If you are a little bit weak, people are like, and then you feel that energy, and then you're like, okay, I have to, it's not that you have to prove something, but you do want to make them, whatever, dance or have a journey, right? So you gotta, it's different to be in your house with your headphones and tripping and enjoying the moment than having to fill up a space in an audience, in a stage, yeah? So for that, you want to be as solid as possible. I hope these tips inspire you to keep on growing and expanding your set. And if you want to learn more in depth and be guided step by step on how to process your sound, what type of effects to use according to your instrument, your voice, how to make a live set that feels powerful, impactful, then join my online course, Master Live Looping with Janax Pacha, where I share many skills, techniques, and mostly the inspiration for you as an artist, as a creative soul, to be able to express what you have, the art, the instruments, the voice, the musicality, whatever you do, to get that sounding good, professional, and that you feel confident to share that with the world. The link is below in the description. Thank you for joining.